Now, when you're walking on these trails, make sure with taller vegetation like this, stay centered in the trail, wear lighter colored clothing, and also, on top of that, check your friends, family, and those you're with, including your pets, for ticks. While the feature is opt-in, to be able to disable it on your Instagram, you simply go to your DMs, click the map icon, settings, and select no one. It's about welcoming all different people of different cultures and backgrounds, bringing new and olds into the fold. The free fresh produce market serving up all different types of nutritional options for families at no cost. It collects samples of nitrogen, phosphorus, and other sediments. Outdoors for All Day in Pennsylvania focuses on making sure, no matter your ability or your background, that everyone has the opportunity to enjoy the outdoors. The average trenches soldiers would dig were about 5.5 feet wide by 3.5 feet deep and took just about 5 hours to dig. The goal in under 90 seconds, complete a safe and efficient trip. For the Central PA Food Bank, they say extending a hand to the community is necessary.
We're able to take, things that might have been destined for landfills or, not used on the consumer market, and we're able to repurpose those into really good, nutritious, fresh things for our families.
The food bank feeds families in 27 counties on a large scale. You can see behind me just the scale of how truly big this operation is, and officials at the Central PA Food Bank say that they serve about 250,000 people each month. This could be at risk with the proposed federal budget cuts. With cuts looming after the proposal, Senator Patty Kim says there's no time to waste.
Let's just wait and see what happens in Congress. Are you kidding me? Wait and see? We need to push back now.
But 10th District Republican Congressman Scott Perry told us last month that the cuts are to prevent wasteful spending.
If the states are the ones responsible for enrolling people, but it costs them nothing, they have no incentive to verify that a person is even eligible. Everybody that applies, whether they're eligible or not, can get the benefit. And again, it becomes unaffordable.
Despite the cuts threatening programs like SNAP,
$1 billion hole in our budget is massive.
The food bank says nothing will stop them from nourishing the community.
We made it through the Great Recession of 08-09. We made it through COVID. This is just another stumbling block. We're going to improve lives. We're going to do what we can to make sure that we're feeding our friends and neighbors.
Kyle Ennis, Fox 43 News. Air traffic controllers at Harrisburg International Airport had some different traffic on Saturday. The AirDot show in Central PA features the Blue Angels, Fat Albert, which is the biggest of them all, the F-16, and more. The Harrisburg International Airport is buzzing with excitement. Now it's been more than 3 decades since the Blues have taken off. Building anticipation among those who have seen the show before.
When I knew this was coming about, I had to grab the hat.
And some who are getting their first look at the flights, like Connor Edger.
It was moving pretty fast. It's all like it was a roller coaster.
Airshow CEO Brian Lilly is a Harrisburg native and says his dream to bring the Blue Angels back took off in 2018.
By the time everything kind of got back out of COVID, it takes a couple years ahead to be able to do this, right? And to be able to request support from the military.
7 years later, Lilly says his childhood passion has turned into a reality.
I always say I grew up and all my toys grew up with me, right? I started with the die-cast ones when I was a kid growing up here, and now I get to play with the real ones.
As for those who fly the jets, the show gives them the opportunity to reach the next generation, creating new pilots' flight paths in the process.
Our goal is to inspire people to serve their community. And so if people that see our show feel like they walk away with a piece of America in their back pocket, then our objective has been achieved.
Kyle Ennis, Fox 43 News. The rear clip of a 1957 Chevy Bel Air started it all.
There started the adventure that became maybe an obsession.
55-year-old York County resident Dave Schaefer turns cars into furniture. He says he's a fan of nostalgia, his basement acting as a time capsule to the past.
I'd call it a creative outlet as far as something to do. Some people might consider it art. I personally don't consider it art. I call it my detox time.
The obsession is now more than 30 years in. With 4 couches complete, and 2 currently in the works. The projects are each made from scratch and take 2 to 3 years to build, with no plan ahead of time.
We just let the car do the driving because, like you said, you have to be able to sit in it and it has to be comfortable. And each car is different.
Craig Justice has worked with Schaefer since the 90s and is the bodywork and paint specialist while converting the cars. The process for the two includes sourcing parts and materials, shaping, painting, and upholstering the vehicles.
We spend more time thinking than we actually do working. You know, it's like, oh, will this work? Will that work? Let's try this, let's try that.
The pair says they hope people see new life in the decades-old cars.
Things were built to last instead of to exist. I consider these cars, couches, a second life for that car because it wasn't good enough to live on